Hello and welcome to Drunkime, a show where I drink myself onto another planet and then try to recap something that was written and spoken in a language that I barely understand. For today's episode, we're taking a look at 11 Eyes. 11 Eyes is a 2009 anime adaptation of a visual novel game. The story centers around a group of teenagers who become affected by the Red Night, a time where the sky is red, the moon is black, and monsters walk the street. The six of them must work together and bond if they have any chance of surviving against the monster horde. For the sake of transparency, let it be known that I did try to record an episode of Drunkime using 11 Eyes as the subject material. That episode never got released, I barely remember anything from it, and I never watched any other episodes of the show, so I figured, let's try it again. So join me, as I barely give a shit about 11 Eyes. So welcome to the Drunkime, the show where I Drunkime. Now I'm gonna do my best, my absolute best to make this the quicker Drunkime that you've seen, because these go too long and editing is annoying. So I watched a show, and it's called 11 Eyes. And this is the third time I've tried to record this episode of the Drunkime, and the reason for that is because there's a lot of times where like I'm talking and I say stuff, and then I'm like, maybe that's not something I should have said. So hopefully we keep this one in check. So 11 Eyes is a show about a guy, and his name is Kakeru. And Kakeru has a girl. Well, he doesn't own her, but she's there, and she's shut in, and she's kind of a doormat. So he has a girl named Yuka. And you'll have to forgive me, I am very sleepy, because right after this the bed is right here. It's right here, and oh my god, it feels so comfortable tonight, like more so than most nights. But I gotta talk about this Drunkime. So 11 Eyes, Kakeru is going to school. And they don't teach anything in this school outside of Foreign Exchange 101. And also, nobody does any work in school. They don't do problems. They don't take exams. They just meet transfer students. That's their whole lives. So, this is a transfer student, and I forget her name. I think it's like Momo, because it's always Momo. So Momo shows up to school, and everybody's like, oh my god, new toy! And they're like super excited to meet Momo, but Momo's got no interest in anybody except for the main characters, because she has to. It's a contractual obligation. Nothing really happens in the episode. It was a very bad choice to do for Drunkime, because nothing happens. Like, that's why it's gonna be, if there's gonna be a reason why this is the shortest Drunkime that ever gets released, it's gonna be because there was nothing, like, in terms of, like, anything worthwhile talking about, because this show's boring and nothing happens, which is no fun. Nobody likes a show where nothing happens, least of all me. So, I do seem to have forgot where I left off. Pretty much this entire show is about Kakeru and his girlfriend being like, monsters are coming, and then the monsters come. And I don't remember a whole lot else, because the show was boring. I remember Kakeru had an eye patch, and that's supposed to make him interesting, because he's got the eye patch, and they try and say, like, see, that's the 11 Eyes, is because he's this, like, a main group of, I'm assuming it's gonna be, like, a main group of 6, and then he's the one who's got the fucked up thing going on, and they're like, see, that's 11 Eyes, but it's really not, because he can still use the eye, it's just a different color. So there's that. I don't remember a whole lot else, and I just finished watching it, too. It's just really, really poor. Like, I don't know what's going on, and I also don't really care. What I do care about is how bright this light is right there is. This is a very bright light, and it's not helping anything. Like, I feel like if there's a way to accentuate a hangover, this lamp is tantamount to that narrative. I don't even know. I don't know. Like, this show is like, there's nothing to say about it. Like, the only interesting thing is the character design, because, like, because the dude's got an eye patch and the girl looks like Rena Ryuga from When They Cry. Although I haven't seen her wield a butcher knife yet, so, I mean, I guess time will tell. But until then, I'm very, very sorry, because I've forgotten everything. And I just watched it. I'm pretty sure it's about a guy who buys a house, and then they try and connect the things in the house, and then the house doesn't work anymore, and that's pretty much all there is to it. I'm very excited, because I'll actually get to publish this Drunkime, because I didn't really say a whole lot that I think is going to be offensive to people. I think I just said a whole lot that's going to be getting the people to be like, what did he say and why did he say it like that? And that is the mark of a true showman. So I hope you join me next time when maybe a show is not terrible. If I've got to recommend 11 Eyes, I'd say no. So thank you. And standing up is dangerous. Oh my goodness. Have a nice life. I went for 6 minutes. That's the best Drunkime has ever been drunked.